Tell you something. There's some very shoddy business that goes on that I personally have been offered not once, not twice in this brokerage forex industry. So I've never been in trading before. I never knew what forex is. I never knew what binary trading is. 2 minutes my account was gone.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Actually, I think it was less than 2 minutes. So I said, let me go and add like 100k. And I remember that 100k was savings that I had. Doing forex was, I remember I was still working. So I said, hey man, I need to take this thing seriously. So I talked to my HR, and I remember telling them that I have classes. And these classes, they usually start every single day at 3. I shifted now to indices. Yeah. Reason, I'm a scalper. I don't want to spend on the market the whole time. What I'm looking at is volume hour. If I look at the AI, if you put the AI here, how it's trading, and you put me here, if I take a buy, it will take a buy. Reason, it's using my strategy. You think forex traders have money? There are some people in this world who have money.
AI, and robots. You've probably experienced trading robots, and I don't know experience yako imekuwa aje. However, on this podcast, we are going to demystify the myths, the misconceptions of trading robots, and there is no better guest to talk about that other than Mwabu. He is one of the leading AI traders in Kenya. And so on this podcast, we will tackle everything AI, everything trading, and you will know exactly how to get started. So sit back, relax. Mwabu, welcome.
Thank you.
So,
thank you for hosting me.
Yeah. So, how did you get started with trading?
So my story is very, very simple. My story at trading. I usually give this one story. I just gotten a job. It was just my first time to get a job, and I was making some money hapo hivi. Then I had a little brother. My brother was in campus. I had actually finished campus, and my bro came and he was like, this story is usually very funny because because that's how I got introduced. It was like, there are these robots whereby you come, you're given a robot, and then when you're given a robot, what happens is it just trades for you, and all you do is you just come and collect money. And I was like, aye. That idea is very, very sweet. So I've never been in trading before. I never knew what forex is. I never knew what binary trading is. So me was just green. And then I was like, how much is the bot, or how much is this system? Then he told me, like, the first one you need to pay 25,000 for the trading robot. So mi nikamwambia, cheki, unajua ni aje, badala ninunue yangu peke yangu, wacha tununue mbili, si tunaomoka.
So same robot, everything but mbili sasa.
You're tunaomoka na robot. Like, you've given me the idea, let me buy for you one and let me have one. So me thought when you buy the thing, it's done. You're just going to start trading with it. Akaniambia, no. So the guy who sold, I won't mention the name, but the guy who sold us the robot then told us, you need now to deposit. And I was like, if this thing is going to trade for me and make money, why not deposit? So how much was he supposed to start with? So like, all right, now because I'm the one who's buying the system, let's start with like a 50k account, 50 Gs. So he put 50k and I had a robot. Eish, my friend, wacha ni run hiyo kitu. There is something known as martingale. It was on binary trading. So he ran the robot, took the first trade, loss, took the next trade, martingale, martingale loss.
So it doubles now.
Double. 10, you double. 20, you lose. After 20, you double again. 40, you lose. After 40, 80, 160. 2 minutes, my account was gone.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Actually, I think it was less than 2 minutes. My 500 USD account was gone.
So that is how you got started.
That was my first thing. That was my first investment. And then I didn't give up. I said, you see that last trade, the year I will show you. I think the next one was the one that was supposed to run so that it can return my money. So what did I do? I said, let me go and do this. Let me go and add the capital. I think 50K was small. So I said, let me go and add like 100K. And I remember that 100K was savings that I had during that time. Yeah, I came, put an extra 100K in that account. And now this was the last run that was supposed now to return my money back. Now you see, I've already lost how much? I've already lost 50K, and I've already lost 25K.
25K.
Yeah, that's
You are a
75K. Now 75K is gone. So 75K, I go now and I add 100K.
Ulikuwa na pesa.
Si nile ulikuwa employed tu mara ya kwanza, now you've saved. Now you see the mentality that you usually have. Get a job, get employed, you start saving, now you start looking for investments. That was me now. So my 100K now, pop, matingel tena, ta, everything went. And that is how I got introduced to this industry.
And when would you say this was?
This was I remember it was after COVID. Because by the way, something funny, most of the guys who we trade with right now, like the big guys, they started trading during COVID because there was a lot of time. But for me, it was after COVID. During COVID, it was after COVID. That was when did COVID end?
2021.
2021. Now that was like after it ended, 2021.
So just to make sure nimekuelewa. Brother yako ndo alikuintroduce kwa Forex.
My brother, I was not interested in this thing.
Na goal yako ukifanya Forex ilikuwa nini specifically?
At the initial stage, my goal was to make quick money. See, it's a robot trading for you. That's how I was introduced to the game.
Okay. Now, when you lost, sasa napiga hesabu yangu naona you've spent 175K, hiyo ni capital, plus 50K ya robot, that's around to 30K. Now, when you lost this money, did that affect you in any way?
Yeah, it was a big blow because you see now, I was like, this was my only way that was looking, at least I can be able to get out of my 9 to 5. And because I was always in the business mindset, I was always someone who is really looking at being an entrepreneur. But now when that happened, I sat down and asked myself a few questions. And I was like, there's one thing that I've done here. I have gotten into an industry without any knowledge, without any skill, without any understanding of how it works. And I was expecting to get something quick because of a need that I had.
Need?
Yeah.
Unaweza sema ilikuwa need gani hiyo
specifically? Because a need of getting an extra money, getting extra coins and quitting my job.
Now, why would you want to quit your job in the first place?
Because I never believe in it. I'm not saying 9 to 5 is bad, but for me, my mind is wired on I can only make as much in a 9 to 5 job. So I was using that as just something to step on to be able to get me into the space that I wanted to be, which is in the entrepreneurship space. Because before getting into my 9 to 5 job, I had a company, I had an agency that was running, but it went down because of finances. I was not able to run because of finances. So I had to go back and look for finances in a 9 to 5 job. I was actually a marketing manager in some company there.
No, ulikuwa nakulipa how much?
That's our salary. Salary was like around gross. It was like, was it gross or net? I think net ilikuwa inafika kitu kaa 90 hapo, 95 if I'm not wrong. If you add some bonuses there, they get to like 105
per month now.
Per month.
So now you've lost your money. So what next?
So I started asking myself questions. I started asking myself, what is this Forex? Why did I lose? Yeah. And then I also started, I started getting back into my head whereby I was saying, definitely this is how people lose money, because you're getting into an industry without any knowledge. And now what I did was, I was like, hey, man, you've gone with my 200 plus K. Hiyo do yangu lazima irudi. It has to come back. So I started approaching Forex as a real business, and I started approaching it how I usually look at any business I want to jump into. So I started studying it. I started looking at who are the big guys, who are the big players in this industry. What do they do? What is Forex also? I started studying also what is Forex. I started studying what is binary. Actually, the first ones was no. By the way, I did not start directly with Forex. I started with binary options. Yeah, binary options. You have some pocket options there. You have derivative. You have all those things. I started studying them.
So you started studying them, and then how did you transition now from binary to now coming to Forex now?
So I was trading binary. There's a time I was trading binary options, and there's something whereby if you're risking $50 capital, you cannot make 100% of your initial capital.
That is in binary now.
That is in binary. If you're risking $50, the maximum amount you can make is 80% of the $50. That is like you're making around, you could make like around
40.
$30. You can't make $50, or you can't make 150. Red flag number one. For me, I started seeing this thing does not make sense, because how am I managing my risk? If I can risk 50 and I cannot be able to make an equal amount, which is 50%, or double, I started doubting it. The other thing I started doubting binary was, I was asking myself, what are we trading? Especially when you get to, this is my personal opinion, by the way, all right? My personal opinion is, you see, when you're telling me you're trading synthetic indices, what are they? What are they based on? What are they pegged on? You see, when you talk about Forex, you're able to say, if you're trading Euro USD, it's based on Euro USD economy, like it's USD United States. It's backed by data, geographical. When Trump talks, you're able to see something reflecting on the charts. Synthetic indices, what are they? I started asking myself those questions. In my personal opinion, I repeat this again because I'm able to find guys here, binary guys saying, hey, binary is the real thing. But in my personal opinion, I started seeing binary and gambling same WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what are synthetic? Synthetic are things that are controlled by the broker who is offering. It's an algorithm that simulates, and they always say there, it simulates the real market. It simulates the real charts. What does that mean? So why should you trade something that is simulating the real charts other than trading the real charts themselves?
So what was that? Do you remember the specific time where you were like, all right, I'm done with deriv, I'm doing Forex, and what was your first step when you started now Forex?
Yeah, I remember my first place where I started learning Forex was, I remember I was still working. So I said, hey man, I need to take this thing seriously. So I talked to my HR, and I remember telling them that I have classes. And these classes, they usually start every single day at 3. So I want to ask for permission. I'll be coming earlier. And when I come earlier, I'll be leaving earlier. So my classes were Forex classes. in Westlands. There was a broker that was giving free Forex classes in Westlands. So at 3, it was in town. I used to leave Tao, chap, bike to Westlands. And then now I started studying the basics. I started studying what are support and resistance zones. I started studying the basics too, charts, price action, all those things, basics, what are lot sizes, how do you, because I knew one thing, the only thing that you need to understand when you get into Forex is when you execute this trade, where do you execute it from? How do you execute it? And how do you calculate your risk? Those are at least the few things I knew I need to know about Forex. And then the rest of the things I knew they will follow. So I was getting out of work and then going, and that's why I started now studying Forex. Pole 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 pole.
Na ukisema pole pole, hii pole pole yako ilikutake how long so that ukafika your point where now you felt like you had a grasp of what's happening in the market?
So for me, I usually believe in fast tracking things. 90% of what is done, the reason why we take the reason why 90% of the people take a very long time to understand Forex is this. They try 1,000,001 things only to come and realize that the basics are the ones that matter. So month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you've been able to go from Jose, you've been able to come to Mwabu, you've been able to go to someone else, and then you realize, vitu ze Jose alikuwa anapatiana hizo ndizo the real thing. So this is what I did, and this is what I usually do in any business. If you want to be successful, look for someone who already has what you have and ask them how did they do it, and just duplicate what they are doing. So for me, that was my quick strategy to get into this industry. So I looked for someone. That guy was from the US. I looked for someone who was successful in trading. And I started asking myself if I want to get into this thing, because I understood the swing, intraday, and scalp. So for me, I chose scalping because of my time. During the day, I am working 9 to 5, but I want to spare time to trade this thing. So I cannot stay on the charts the whole day. So I need to look for someone who is great in scalping. So I looked for someone who is great in scalping. I paid for their course, I paid for their system, I invested in what they were teaching, and in 3 months, they were able to take a trade, and I will not go and take a look at what they were doing, and I will take the trade and I'll go and see we've been able to take the same trades. And it was a game over for me.
Shout out mentor wako.
Mentor wangu sasa nikimshout out. By the way, he passed by the way.
He passed.
Alikuwa anaitwa Jordan Martinez.
Okay.
That guy, by the way, his channel, that guy was real, man. That guy was so real, like so real and authentic.
Mwenye alikufa na cancer?
Bado unamjua?
Well, I'd say maybe namjua. Okay.
So sasa kuna swing, alikuwa na scalp trading lab.
FX Alex G with swing trading lab. Okay.
So he was a very close guy to Alex G. So for me, Alex G is swing. Mi history ya swing noma. So alikuwa na scalp trading lab. So me subscribe to that scalp trading lab. And that guy was very honest, very transparent. He used to trade Euro USD and USD card. Hadi sasa ukienda kwa channel yake utaona hizo trades zote venye alikuwa anazichukua.
Okay. So now and it's funny, like hata mimi in my experience, the moment I invested in a mentor and decided to stick to one person, it took me 3 months to become a profitable trader. So if you're watching, your sweet spot is 3 months with one mentor.
90 days. Laser focused, 90 days. One person. Acha kuhanyahanya kila mahali.
Juu umesema kuhanyahanya. Trading ni kama tu madem. The more you go out there, the more hautapata kenye unatafuta. Anyway, let's get back now to ushaanza kutrade now. It's 3 months. You've started now matching trades zenye mentor wako anachukua na zenye wewe unachukua, unaona ziko similar. So unaweza sema how long did it take you kuanzia kurukaruka hivyo hadi hiyo point yenye realize okay, let me stick to one person, and then you stuck to one person? So hiyo period yote ilikutake kama how long?
With that kurukaruka wasted a lot of my time. I think I spent like 6 months going from here to here to here to here to here, and I found myself that I'm just going on a cycle. I'm going on a cycle, and every single time I was coming back, I was coming to Jordan strategies. Every single time I was finding all these things are not working, I will come to Jordan strategies. Hapo sasa ndio nikasema wacha nikufe na huyu jamaa.
Na sasa venye ulikuwa profitable, unaweza sema how long has it been since then hadi saizi venye tunaongea?
I think 3 years.
3 years.
3 I think this will be the 3rd year yenye naisha.
Na experience yako imekuwaje so far since ukuwe profitable?
Since nikuwe profitable, by the way, Forex becoming boring. I know people will wonder what are you talking about, because you already know your strategy, you already know what you're doing, and you do it every single day. It becomes boring because ushatoka kwa ile 90% of the people are in the cocoon of they're trying to figure out. So they have that energy, they have that excitement. When they see a new strategy, they go and start testing it. But now when you're profitable, these things becomes boring. And there's no way, and I usually tell people, there's no way, you go and take a look at all the profitable traders. There's no way they're doing Forex full time. They have a million and other things that they're doing.
Na could you summarize your strategy in the simplest way possible? Mtu aelewe kenye unasema Forex is boring, I already know what I'm doing, and I do it every day.
Me, it's easy. It's easy. But then when we discuss with you, we usually say we trade the same thing. Even what I'll say here is the same thing when someone goes on your video. You'll see. It's very simple. I shifted now to indices. Yeah. Reason, I'm a scalper. I don't want to spend on the market the whole time. What I'm looking at is volume hours. Okay. When I look at volume hours, I'm looking at open, New York Stock Open. US 30, it usually opens at exactly right now we have either 16:30 when the daylight saving has not changed. Right now it's at 5:30. That is Kenyan time. Right? 5:30, what happens is we have 2 zones that it has to break. If it breaks from the above, you get and capitalize on the volume. Eat your few pips and you're out. If it breaks from below, because the good thing about US 30 is it will move when it's moving. At 5:30, if it breaks, open range breakout strategy, orb. Yeah.
So you're trading the orb.
Yeah, orb. You just mark up, low. If it breaks above or below, lower time. Use the lower time frame for your entries. You can either use 3, 2, 1 minutes. Some people I see using 3. Some use 2. Some use 1. I think 3 minutes is a sweet spot. I like using 3 minutes. All right. Just look at the most recent support resistance zone above on that candle before it opens and below. 90% of the time it will hit your take profits.
And it's very quick. Wambie when it take how long?
Hey, you can trade even in 30 seconds that thing. Like one candle pop.
All right.
It's like I usually tell people do not believe when I tell them this. I usually tell them, for me, I trade news every single day. And I'll give you guys a challenge. Go and take a look at US 30 or NASDAQ at 4:30 or 5:30. And then you wait for your CPI or NFP to come. You see the same volume when you win a move your time is equally the same with when you win a move during news.
Yes, and I agree with you. I always say news ndo the highest volume, and then next to news is the market open. So if you're not trading news, una trade market open, wewe ni kama msana trade news.
Yeah.
So now you have a system that is consistently making you money. Sasa let's talk about wewe naona experience yako ni different kidogo. When you started trading, you were already making money. So have you ever been broke before?
Hey, yes. vibaya sana. Nani hajai kuwa broke? Naweza taka kujua huyo nani. Yeah, I've been broke before, but for me, as we began, I told you, I've always believed in entrepreneurship, even in the Forex space. Yes, I have been trading and I'm a trader. And I usually tell people, even the systems that you're developing are systems for a trader for traders. Unaona? I'm in the trenches. I'm doing those things every single day. So, when I finished campus, definitely it was the norm yenye tunaambiangwa. Go to school, get a job, get married, all those things. Sindio? So I finished campus and mi yangu sasa ikakuwa ngumu. I did not get a job. So I had a company. I opened a company after campus. It was a marketing agency. The first marketing agency was known as Top Choice Africa. Right? It collapsed as soon as it was created. The reason I had the ideas, I did not have capital, I did not have a way of actually growing it. And I remember after that, I went back to the village and I was taking care of cows and goats.
So you went back home?
Okay. I went back to Kushago. I was taking care of cows and goats, and I remember now that time saying, if I continue staying here, this will be my life. So I remember asking my uncle for 3 months to peke. Only 3 months to figure out something with my life. And the decisions that I make during those 3 months, 90 days, and that's why we were telling people, you only just need 90 days to focus and put your energy and effort on something. And 3 months, my life was able to change 100%, 360 degrees. And from that time, I've never gone back there. It is the worst thing. After you've gotten out of being broke, that is the worst place you want to ever be again.
I guess the question I wanted to ask was, wewe ni rich kid?
Mi si rich kid bana. Mi si rich kid. Maybe bana, I hustle.
You hustle?
I hustle for everything.
Now, also,
what's your definition of rich kid, by the way?
Ni wale watoto wenye walikuwa na do. Like
iko shida,
wazazi wao walikuwa na do yani.
Mi si rich kid. Even in our family, we've been taught, bro, kaujitafutie shauri yako.
Okay. Now, nataka tuongelee the reality of trading kwa sababu it only takes 5 minutes per day to trade. And now you have the rest of the day, which is free time. So, wewe time yenye ulianza kupata hii free time, how did it affect you?
So for me, even when you take a look at what I do, is after I realized that this trading does not need you to stay on your charts the whole day, I started building businesses inside the Forex industry. I started building brands inside the Forex industry, and I started building companies inside the Forex industry. So now that occupies my 90% of the time. What I'm doing is building companies inside the Forex industry. So time ya kutrade ikikuja, it's only for 30 and you're done and you're gone. Okay? That brings in the angle of creating multiple streams of income inside the Forex industry. That's something that 90% of the guys don't talk about.
And I want us to dive deeper because, guys, you know, you might think when I'm driving a GLE, I have gotten all my money from Forex. But there's a whole story behind all these things. And the reason why I am enjoying this conversation with Mwabu is because he's an entrepreneur, and the Forex space itself has a lot of avenues that you can plug in your systems to generate extra sources of income. So for a trader there, so I want you to speak to the trader who already has a system, has already put in the work, but has no capital. What would you advise him to do right now that would help him generate capital using the skill that he already has?
So for that type of a trader, this is what I'll tell you. There's two sides in Forex that people do not tell you, and I'll tell you today freely. There's the Forex trading. Forex trading is what you do on the charts. And that thing, we agree, we don't agree, in order for you to become rich, not making money for a living, in order for you to become rich on trading on the chart itself, you need capital. But where do you get the capital from? The second side is the Forex business. The Forex business is something that people don't talk about. So what is the Forex business? Like, for example, for me, when you talk about the Forex business, I'm looking at people who become affiliates of companies who promote. Like, for example, a company can come, you have the skills for trading, you don't have the capital, and you have your own community maybe that you teach and train how to trade, and they will be like, you know what, we can give you some capital that you can be able to do what? That you can be able to promote our brand, our company to your audience, and you take that capital and put it into your trading account. So Forex is not all about trading on the charts. When you get into trading, trading is a business of buying and selling currencies, right? That's the business that you are in. We are buying USD, selling Euro. We are buying GBP, selling Euro USD. So how can I be able to take my 5 years, 6 years knowledge and show you how you can be able to participate in the Forex industry without making you go 6 years? So what runs this market is everybody gets their edge. What is your edge? Your edge is your particular strategy that you use to understand the market. If the market goes three ways, it will either buy, it will either sell, or it will either consolidate, right? So when I came with systems, I asked myself, how can I be able, because I realized that a lot of people, they're looking for a strategy. And when they're looking for a strategy, they're looking for a strategy that can be able to make them profitable. I've been trading for 5 years. I have a strategy that is profitable. Should I teach this person as a course? They're not interested to take like 90 days. I'm telling you, bro, today, go and tell someone you need to stay 90 days for you to learn Forex. See, nobody wants that. They want to get in today and make money today. So that's a problem. So what's the solution? My solution was to come up with an AI system that when you get into the industry, it will show you the points and areas that you can buy and sell. Right? If I look at the AI, if you put the AI here, how it's trading, and you put me here, if I take a buy, it will take a buy. Reason? It's using my strategy. I've been able to code my strategy into a system whereby if I give you, it can guide you even when I'm not there.
So just to clarify, it's not taking trades per se, it's telling you buy here, sell here.
Exactly. It's telling you buy here, sell here. But now, what you have been able to come and realize is this thing is accurate. If you backtest, okay, backtesting, maybe for those who do not understand, backtesting is going back into the days. Let's say on Monday, you go and take a look at a trade on Monday. How did they play? How did that trade play based on your strategy, right? And you're able to say on Monday it was profitable, on Tuesday it was profitable, on Wednesday it was profitable, on Thursday maybe you had a loss. So we've been backtesting this AI, and you're finding out that it is actually having like an 80 to 90% win rate. This is not something that I'm saying just for the purpose of saying or marketing, but you can come, I can give you and I can show you, go and take a look at every single, especially at 4:30, at 5:30, where it gave the buy, if you could have won that trade or not won that trade. So right now we're able to launch the version 1, which was called BMM version 1. The version 1 actually gave it out for free for people to test. we're able to launch BMM version 2. And now BMM version 3, what you are working on is automation. Automation is if this system is actually, if it can be able to take these trades, and if you're taking them manually, we can be able to see they are really profitable. How about if we try and automate this thing? But the first thing is, it shows you where to enter and sell, and then you go and execute it on your own manually. But the next step we want to get into, we want to automate that system now, which actually you have started doing.
So for those that, I just want to make sure everybody, we are all on the same page. So the system that he explained, 930, CAM, the market trades volume, the checklist is the AI, which now looks at exactly the levels, buy here, sell here. And it's your job for you now to be on your account, look at the system. If it says buy, you click buy. If it says sell, which frankly speaking, you just need to be able to look at the chart, look at the system, look at the account, manage your risk, and do all of that.
Yeah. If you can be able to read and write, you can be able to do that. Anybody.
Now, I am advocating for this because, again, we trade the same system. I am already a profitable trader. I've just been lazy. He's one step ahead of me. So now let's talk about the real being a Forex trader is not a normal life. So if you look at your previous days where you were not a profitable trader, and right now you are a profitable trader, and still your businesses are doing fine, what would you say is the biggest difference that you feel?
Actually, when I was not a profitable trader, I did not have the confidence to talk about trading as much. I was really focused on learning and understanding the skill. But also, on the other side, when I was not a profitable trader also, I had, this is a very important point, I had other sources of income. And sometimes the reason why people fail in this industry is because they don't have a skill, they have not learned trading, they don't have any experience, and now their job is gone and they think Forex is the fallback. I think that's the biggest lie in this industry. You should actually be trading Forex when your job is actually doing well.
True.
Yeah, you should actually be trading Forex when you have that extra source of income, because you'll not be approaching the market with greed. You'll be approaching the market and playing the game according to how it's supposed to be played. I usually tell people this, and traders, you know this, the market does not give a damn if your house was closed yesterday. It does not give a damn if you did not pay rent. It does not give a damn if someone died yesterday. The market will move according to its own rules. And it's upon you, even if you're poor, how, even if you've lost, how, you just follow and play the game. So what I was doing when I was broke, for me, I think I was a little bit smarter to make sure that I have some other sources of income that are coming in, so that I can be able to sustain my Forex career until when it starts paying me.
Umesikia? You need to have other sources of income. Now, even us, we have, even for me, when I was still a struggling trader, I was still making money from other sources of income. So you'll realize most people who are winning in the Forex space are business people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you are an entrepreneur, kudos for you, because it's just time now and consistency. So how is dating life as a Forex trader?
For me, I think it's different. For me, I've decided to get married. So, but by the way, dating life as a trader, you can easily become single. especially, and for me, I really appreciate my girl about this, because she truly gives me support and understands. It's not an easy space to be, Actually, not every woman can date forex traders. Not every lady can date a forex trader, because you're going against. By the way, what's happening like right now in forex, there's the forex scam thing going on, right? Right now, forex is very contradictive. If you're told, by the way, sometimes when you go to occasions, you'll rather not want to be introduced as a forex trader, but something else, maybe of your career, because of the contradiction that is going on. So it takes a lady that has some strong and thick skin to be able to date a trader, especially now when you started getting into the light. Now people have started talking about you, and that's where the jealousy starts coming in. People just start attacking you because of, nothing. Someone can send you a message like, hey, tuligonga hiyo.
By the way, before you decided to now make it official, wewe ulipatana na dem yako before forex ama after forex?
No, nilipatana na yeye before forex, after forex. No, when we met with her, I was doing forex. I was trading, but she never knew I was trading. She never knew what I was doing, by the way, and it was a little bit hard to explain to her, because she's for her, she's in the corporate space. She's doing good in the corporate space. She's seeing this guy. This guy is doing okay, but he's not in the corporate space. So it was a little bit hard to explain to her. I had to teach her forex. I had to literally go with her on a bureau. We exchanged currencies. She was able to see, this is what you exchange a dollar. You're able to get cash. And I had to show her the difference. And then I had to show her, now this offline thing is what we do online. All right. So online, there is a broker. There is me who wants to buy and sell a currency, and these are the charts so you had to explain to her for her to really understand. But when she really got it, she's the best lady to be my partner on this.
Now, I'm asking this because Mimi, I'm on the other side of not being married. Now, I'm not saying I'll not get married.
Utafika.
But I feel like I still have a long way hadi nifike hapo. So wewe, since uko huko mbele yetu, unaweza advise aje the upcoming forex traders wenye saizi hawana bado hiyo options, but once the money comes, the freedom comes, the status comes, the women come.
Yeah.
So how can you advise those guys ndo wakuwe na maybe wase wenye wana resonate na wewe sasa, they have like a guiding way kusema, if Mwabu did this, then I can follow this criteria, ndo hata yeye afike penye umefika.
I think for me, I can be able to tell you something as a trader who is starting, and I know you're going to make it. The only way you'll not make it is if you quit. So when you make it, when you get into the other side, into this other side, there are a lot of things that you'll be able to experience. Like the other day, I was having somebody who literally asked me, hey, how is forex going? I don't see you posting. Why don't I see you posting cars and lifestyles like other guys? And I was like, hey, like, you really want me to post lifestyle to show you that forex is working? And I was like, I never do this, but let me just open for you one of my accounts that is running right now. And she was shocked. And I was like, you see, when you're trading and you start showing the lifestyle and all those things, it shows the kind of people that you will attract. Yesterday, I was in an event. And in that event, those guys are big fishes. You think forex traders have money? There are some people in this world who have money. Those guys, you don't come to show them cars. Yeah? Those guys, you don't come to show them some lifestyle. Those guys, there's something that they're looking to. There's something that they're looking at. Okay? And I think it's the early time in this industry, we put a little bit of professionalism and branding and building your brand. And let's not just look, and if you're a trader, don't look at only inviting someone to your course and teaching them how to trade. The Forex industry is growing and it's growing bigger. You've heard me mentioning to you, we have brokers that are coming into the country. They're looking to work with people who can be able to come and penetrate in the industry. Right now, even the government is regulating even the crypto space. Right now, I was talking to someone, they're planning to put Forex in the TVET, in the TVET
Colleges.
Yes. So, my friend, how you brand yourself. Don't look at flaunting cars and all those things. Sometimes you get to that point, like for me, there's a project I want to do for a car, and it will be a marketing purposes. It will just be a project to make my brand go viral. But if you take a look at me, 90% of the time, I focus on value. Because I know if I focus on value, I will attract high quality people that I want to work with. If you come in one of my events, you'll see my events usually have a certain class of people that I'm working with. These are people who are on the 8 to 5 jobs. These are doctors. These are lecturers. These are high people even in the government. And why do I attract that kind of audience? It's because of how I present myself. I do not come to show them I have cars, because I'm showing someone who has already a Range Rover 2025. I have a Mark X or a Mercedes. Do you think they'll buy any of that? They won't buy. I'm coming to show someone that I'm traveling to Maldives, to these places. That is where they fly to have lunch and come back to have dinner. All right. So I think there's no, also I'm a marketer also. There's something that we call there's no publicity that is bad publicity, but also how do you want to build your brand? Structure it as a trader, as a beginner where you are right now, and you want to get into the Forex business, and you want really to build this thing as a long-term thing. The kind you attract people who can resonate with you. So if you want to go the lifestyle way of showing vacations and all those things, bro, this thing you can fake. But if you want to build credibility and trust, and you want to attract people who can come and tell you, hey, here's my 10 million, help me scale this amount of money, you need to build yourself in a very structured and professional way. And for me, I'll encourage traders, look at this as a business. Like for me, to be honest, right now, trading on the screen is not my main thing. I'm looking to building empires and businesses in the Forex space. And what will those companies do? I'm looking to build companies. My goal, my vision is to have a broker from Kenya that I've built. All right? So when you take a look at those things, how you brand yourself really matters a lot.
So you can see the scale of ambition here. And not imagine yeye ni Mwabu anataka kufungua broker. Imagine me. Anyway, as we are winding down, I'd like us to touch on AI, and nataka to expose AI and brokers. So let's start with brokers. Wewe, what do you feel the mass is misinformed about brokers?
I think one thing that you have to know about brokers is they're also in business, right? And if brokers are in business, it's a transactional relationship. It's not a relationship that they're really looking after you.
So I want you to specifically talk about brokers when it comes to the content creators who they are working with, and also brokers when it comes to their clients who are trading with them. I want you to kind of shed some light on those two.
So one thing about brokers, as I was saying, brokers will always want to get clients with you as a trader. And brokers will go to an extreme extent even to sponsor lifestyle, to sponsor influencers, to sponsor traders, to show you that they are trading. And let me tell you something. There's some very shoddy business that goes on that I personally have been offered, not once, not twice, in this brokerage Forex industry, but I've been able to decline them. And what am I talking about? I'm trying to I'm trying to be a little bit conservative so that I won't mention any broker, but there's a time I was given a deal to have even an account that could show this is a live account, but it was demo. That is how crazy it goes. So when I'm trading on that account, up there it shows live, but the deal that I've struck between me and the broker, it is what? This is a demo account, and I can literally withdraw.
So what do you advise the clients for brokers to do?
So with the clients, what I'll advise you with the broker is I always try and look for regulated brokers. CMA, Capital Markets Authority. Always look for brokers that are regulated. Like most of the brokers that are regulated, they usually give a leverage of 1:400. That one is a broker that is locally regulated here in Kenya. The second thing is, when you took a look at influencers working with brokers, I'm always tell people this: look at what is in your account. Don't look at what is in Mwabu's account, what is in your account. Look at what is coming into your account. That is what matters a lot, because outside here people can fake, people can lie, people can do all sorts of things to be able to convince you to use a particular broker. And when it comes to brokers, like for me, so far I've only worked with 2 brokers, and I'm usually very sensitive and I'm usually very careful of brokers that I actually work with in this industry. There's a time that we traded with a certain broker and we really made some crazy amount of money only to realize that we cannot be able to withdraw, and there's no way we could be able to find them.
So having a broker where you can go to their office is important.
Not even going to their office, having a broker that you can even talk to their CEO. Like for me, all the brokers I work, you can imagine can you just put 10 million or 100? Sometimes we are just blinded because we are only putting $100 and you really don't care about it. I usually tell people you have a long way to go until when you start becoming profitable, so that you can really start understanding some things.
Okay. And when it comes to AI, especially now that you already have an AI system, tell people, like, it's what are some of the negative things? When I say negative, I mean misinformation about AI, that if they even purchase your product, that they need to know before it happens.
So I think one thing about that you need to know about AI is, I usually say, the trading game and rules do not change. It does not mean that now you're trading with AI that you'll go sit down, relax on a beach, and AI now will be generating you capital in and out, and you're just asleep. No. Trading rules have to apply. Risk management have to apply. Not over trading has to apply. I usually get a lot of people who usually come in and they're asking me, hey, can I be able just to trade only with my phone only? And I'm like, are you able to go to the farm and start digging or farming on the farm without the right tools that you have? So I think the misconception about AI and also is also being confused with bots. You see, for me, I think mine is literally focused on strategies, and you're looking at strategies that if I trade and the EA trades, you can be able to see there is a concurrent relation between the two. It is strategy based. Try and understand, why has this thing taken this trade here? Why has it closed this trade here? Why did it lose? Why was it unprofitable? Some people are just given bots and they run it and they expect it just to print money.
Now, when you say now in terms of printing money, there are days, even with our strategy, where we have losses.
Yes.
And you can have like a 4-day losing streak. So how do you advise the people who are just coming into the market and they get hit with 2 losses in a row and they run away? How can you, what mechanism are you using to stay sane even after a continuous losing streak and you're still sticking to the system?
And you see, this is why I usually encourage people to trade with the AI, because the AI does not have feelings, right? And it does not have emotions. So even if it loses today, tomorrow, and the next day it will just do what you told it to do. But for you as a human being, when you trade today, you hit, your stop loss is hit. Tomorrow, your stop loss is hit. And the next day, your stop loss is hit. My friend, 90% of the people will start changing strategies. And I usually tell people, please, let's not have a discussion about a loss if at least you haven't traded for a week with the same strategy that you're using. And sometimes you can get a weekly losing streak.
Yeah, you can get a week where you just lose Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. All right. So it's good to understand if a strategy does not work, at least you've traded it 100 trades. You've taken like 100 trades to be able to prove that that strategy is not working. But 90% of the people will not be able to trade 100 trades to be able to know if that strategy is not working. All right. And that's why you've come up with the AI. The AI system, what it will do is, like for example, as we trade indices. Indices are its Forex, but we have US 30 major companies in the New York Stock Exchange, or Nasdaq 100, the 100 major companies in the US Stock Exchange. So you trade Gioni only in the afternoon. So what you've been able to do is they've been able to set that EA and told it, we only want you to trade from 4 to 5, only 1 hour, and then close. In profit or not in profit, close.
On this Wounded podcast, we are giving hope to the wounded traders, and we are telling them that it's possible to heal, it's possible to become a profitable trader. Even though you'll be left with those marks, they are a good story for the next generation. So in line of that, what is the number one advice that you would give to that wounded trader that would guarantee within the next 90 days, if they did follow that advice, they'd become a profitable trader?
Number one, for the wounded trader, one strategy. Choose one strategy that you want to follow for the next 90 days. Number two, this now will sound a little bit crazy, but only focus on 1 to 2 trades a day. That will not make you overtrade, and it will help you follow a very strict risk management system. Number three, follow one specific mentor. Breathe the way they breathe, talk the way they talk, trade the way they trade, eat the way they trade, eat the way they eat. Follow them up to the end. And I can promise you the next 90 days, and then even if your stop loss is hit, trade. I usually tell people, trade like a robot. Take a particular trade with the same strategy. If your stop loss is hit or not hit, come the next day, do the same thing. Come the next day, do the same thing. Trading is a game of probability. There is no way you're losing, especially if you have a concrete risk parameters. For example, a 1:2 risk to reward, meaning if you're risking $50, you're making $100. It's a game of probability, and if you follow that, you're gonna crack it.
So you've had it all. Mwabu here is one of the wounded traders, and through his journey from the corporate world to losing 170,000 to now being a family man to owning all these businesses that are inside of the Forex trading space, you can see how he was able to turn that wound into something that is now working for him. So this is just hope for you, especially if you are a busy mom, you are a busy dad. This is hope for you that you can still do this and still work your 9 to 5 just like he did. And I guarantee with the advice yenye ametupatia sahizi hizi, if you follow it in the next 90 days, I guarantee you stick to one mentor, you stick to one risk parameter, hakuna kurukaruka, you don't cheat on your strategy. I guarantee you are going to become a profitable trader. And so that's it for episode 1 of the Wounded Trader